Stephen King, the undisputed master of horror, has a knack for weaving psychological torment into his narratives. In the 2004 film adaptation of his novella Secret Window, Secret Garden, director David Koepp translates this torment to the screen, crafting a thriller where the line between reality and delusion blurs with chilling effectiveness. Starring Johnny Depp in a captivating dual role, the film delves into themes of grief, creative block, and the fragility of the human psyche. How reliable is our own perception of reality, especially when dealing with emotional turmoil? Let's unpack this. The descent into dissociative identity disorder. At the core of The Secret Window lies Mort Rainey's descent into dissociative identity disorder, a psychological condition characterized by the presence of two or more distinct personalities within the same individual. As the film unfolds, it becomes increasingly apparent that the menacing figure of John Scooter, who accuses Mort of plagiarism, is not an external threat but rather a manifestation of Mort's own fractured psyche. Dissociative split is a coping mechanism employed by Mort's mind, compartmentalize the overwhelming trauma of his wife's infidelity and the subsequent disintegration of his marriage. By creating the shooter persona, Mort is able to externalize and distance himself from the rage and resentment he harbors towards his unfaithful wife, Amy, and her lover, Ted. The film's climactic revelation, where Mort dons Shooter's iconic black hat and engages in a heated dialogue with his alter ego, is a chilling deception of the fragmentation of identity that can occur in the face of profound psychological distress. Depp's nuanced performance seamlessly transitions between Mort's disheveled, depressive state and the cold, calculated demeanor of Shooter, highlighting the stark contrast between the two warring personalities vying for control. Another psychological aspect that The Secret Window explores with haunting precision is the obsessive nature of the writer's mind and the potential dangers of losing oneself in one's own creations. Mort's struggle with writer's block and his fixation on completing his unfinished story, Secret Window, serves as a metaphor for the all-consuming pursuit of artistic expression and the blurring of boundaries between fiction and reality. As Mort becomes increasingly consumed by the belief that he plagiarized Shooter's work, his obsession with proving his innocence spirals into a dangerous fixation that distorts his perception of reality. The film suggests that the very act of writing can be a form of escapism, but when taken to extremes, it can lead to a disconnection from the real world and a loss of ethical boundaries. This theme is further reinforced by the symbolic significance of the titular Secret Window itself, which represents the writer's unique perspective and ability to perceive the extraordinary in the ordinary. As Mort's mental state deteriorates, his perspective becomes increasingly skewed, leading him down a path of violence and self-destruction in pursuit of his artistic vision. The weight of guilt and trauma. Underlying Mort's psychological unraveling is the weight of guilt and trauma stemming from his failed marriage and the loss of his wife's affection. The film explores how unresolved emotional wounds can fester and manifest in destructive ways, ultimately shaping one's perception of reality. Mort's guilt over his perceived transgression in the relationship, coupled with the trauma of rejection and abandon, creates a fertile ground for his descent into madness. The film suggests that unaddressed psychological scars can leave individuals vulnerable to manipulation and self-destructive tendency, as Mort's fragile psyche becomes increasingly susceptible to the influences of his shooter persona. This theme is poignantly symbolized by Mort's tattered bathrobe, which once belonged to Amy during happier times. The robe's deteriorated state serves as a metaphor for the disintegration of Mort's marriage and his inability to let go of the past, further fueling his psychological turmoil. One of the most striking aspects of The Secret Window is the visual transformation that Mort undergoes after committing the ultimate act of violence. In the film's final scenes, Mort's appearance is strikingly different, with neatly styled hair, a well-groomed demeanor, and the addition of braces, suggesting a newfound sense of control and order in his life. This transformation can be interpreted as a symbolic representation of Mort's complete embrace of his shooter persona, shedding the disheveled and chaotic exterior that characterized his earlier struggles. Braces in particular serve as a powerful metaphor, suggesting that Mort no longer needs to resort to the aggressive jaw-clicking tic that accompanied his dissociative episodes, as Shooter has now become the dominant personality. Moreover, the film's final scene, while Mort confidently interacts with the sheriff while dining on corn over the graves of his victims, is a chilling testament to the depths of his psychological descent. The corn itself serves as a symbolic representation of the cycle of life and death, with Mort's newfound sense of control and composure rooted in the very act of violence that enabled his transformation. The haunting exploration of the human psyche, through its masterful blend of psychological themes, symbolic imagery, and Depp's captivating performance. The Secret Window offers a haunting exploration of the human psyche and the fragility of the mind when confronted with the demons of guilt, obsession, and trauma. The film's portrayal of dissociative identity disorder, the obsessive nature of the writer's mind, and the weight of unresolved emotional wounds resonates with the profound understanding of the complexities of the human experience. By delving into the psychological depths, The Secret Window transcends the boundaries of a traditional thriller, becoming a thought-provoking meditation on the darkest recesses of the human condition. As the credits roll, viewers are left with a lingering sense of unease, questioning the boundaries between sanity and madness, reality and fiction. Is it this ability to provoke introspection and self-reflection that solidifies The Secret Window as a true masterpiece of psychological cinema, a haunting reminder of the fragility of the human mind and the consequences of surrendering to its darkest impulses. Secret Window is more than just a thrilling mystery. It's a captivating exploration of the human psyche, delving into the complexities of grief, the creative process, and the potential for self-destruction. By employing psychological themes and narrative techniques, the film keeps the audience on the edge of their seats, questioning reality and the fragile nature of the mind. Johnny Depp delivers a phenomenal performance, embodying both the tormented artist and the vengeful shadow within him. Secret Window is a film that lingers long after the credits roll, prompting reflection on the darkness and the duality that exists within us all. So what do you think? Does the film suggest that creativity can stem from a fractured psyche? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more theories and info. This is Cinema Psych, unraveling the mind, one scene at a time.